Jim Morrison once said, "O great creator of being, grant us one more hour to perform our art and perfect our lives." There are many different types of art that can enrich our lives in different ways. And I believe that art is a good way to connect and communicate with others. My name is Angel Scroggins, and I'm going to tell you about my service learning experience at Wildwood Park for the Arts on 2 separate occasions. Today I will discuss my service learning experience. I will talk about how being active in the community can promote positive communication and connections with others. First, I will describe my experience, and second, I will apply specific communication concepts and principles to that experience. And then finally, I will reflect on how I can improve the civil and ethical implications and promote a positive community change. My own service learning experience, I think, was very educational and enjoyable. It was at Wildwood Park for the Arts, and the first event was Art in the Park, and the second was the Pirates of Penzance play. And surely you would all agree that while volunteering is very important, it's crucial that we find an organization that we can agree with and we can support. It just makes it much more rewarding in the end. Wildwood Park's mission, according to their website, is they rely on volunteers and donations because they want to remain a nonprofit organization. And they strive to create a positive community using nature and art. And they hope to engage the community through cultural events like the Lanterns Festival. At the exhibit, I worked alone. I greeted guests, encouraged them to sign the guest book. It was a quiet, more one-on-one experience that I had, and it was that picture on the left. I don't know if you can make that assumption. But at the play, it was the exact opposite. I worked with a small team. We welcomed and served refreshments to about 400 guests. It was very loud, busy, and I actually got to bartend for the first time, and that was interesting. I wouldn't recommend doing it without any experience. By volunteering, accepting donations for the refreshments, and creating a positive environment for the guests, I was able to uphold Wildwood's mission and values, which was very rewarding in the end. Now we can discuss relatable communication concepts and principles. By identifying these, we can only hope to improve our communication with others. The first concept is comprehensive listening, and according to Lane, Abigail, and Gooch 2014, it is a type of listening in which we engage when we want to learn, understand, and recall information. An example is I had to learn and recall directions, drink and snack orders. I had to learn these directions, understand what was being asked of me or what the patrons wanted from me to eat or drink, and then I had to recall their drink orders, which was very, very difficult. The second concept is a short-term task-oriented group. And according to Lane, Abigail, and Gooch, 2014, it is a group that forms for a limited period of time to accomplish a particular goal and then disbands when the goal is achieved. At the play, we had to form a group not only to serve drinks, but to clean up afterwards. And we were only together during the period of the play. Afterwards, everyone was happy, they all left, we were done. The communication principle is that communication is simultaneous. According to the UALR Survival Guide 2017, communication is the constant exchange of behaviors that can be interpreted by the other. It's a send and receive relationship. Staff and guests communicated with me, and my communication at the same time was showing them with body language that I was listening, that I was paying attention, and not only my body language, but how I dressed. I had to dress appropriately and professionally so that they could see that I belonged there and wasn't, just someone who walked in on the street. Now that we've identified concepts and principles I used effectively, we can better determine what I can improve upon in the future. I can use communication concepts and civil and ethical implications in order to improve my communication, because I think we can all agree that there's always room for improvement. The first concept is confirming responses. According to Lane, Abigail, and Gooch, 2014, confirming responses are civil, verbal, and nonverbal communication that expresses affection, respect, and concern. And it is important to show respect and concern when you're speaking, when you're listening, and then when you're responding to what you just listened to. The best way, I think, to do this is for me to remember to make eye contact, to show that I want to know more, show concern for what they have to say, encourage them to continue speaking. And the civil and ethical implication is to show concern for the community. According to the UALR Survival Guide 2017, this means committing to practice of daily actions, interactions, and performances of engaged citizens that promote a co-created community experience. And though I demonstrated this technically by doing this volunteer work, the best way, I think, to practice and improve upon my communication is to do more volunteer work and really get out there in the community. And not only am I improving my own communication, but I'm improving the community at the same time. Don't laugh at my last slide because I couldn't think of anything. I'd like to leave you with the thought that though there are numerous ways to volunteer, it is important that we find our way to best communicate with others. Today I have detailed my service learning experience, told how art allowed me to demonstrate positive community skills, and I finished with what I can improve upon. I can only agree with Jim Morrison that though we all need more time to share our art with the world, it is most likely the best way to fulfill our lives.